Welcome back everyone for another Evertail summoning video. So today we're gonna look at the new unit, which is Bunny Girl Assassin FElmina. And so I'm starting off on this page because I'm trying to minimize as much as I can the artwork that is on her banner, because my god, I just not okay. Like that's just way too far. Like I not a fan. I think it's just way too much. Just way too much. But I still want to review the unit as essentially a unit and kind of like see where she stands in the current meta and how she compares with other fire and burn units. So right off the bat, looking at her stats, she seems to be a glass cannon. Like she looks like she's gonna hit really hard, but not the highest HP. In terms of her kit, the most similar character that I could think of was Seiya, and she's kind of not upgraded, but like she's like a different version of her that's like a little bit more modernized to try to keep up with the power creep, I'd say. So she's a little power crept in certain ways. So her first skill is attack all. It's kind of like Seiya's Overdrain, where it hits all enemies, except for this one, kind of like the difference would be, instead of costing 1 spirit and requiring 7 to be over 7 spirit, this will give you 1 spirit, and she doesn't have any spirit requirement to trigger it. And instead of costing 100 to you, it will cost 130, which is understandable since like you are gaining spirit. And on top of that, she can also ignore the passives of skin passives like counters and whatnot. So my guess is this isn't gonna be her primary attacking move. This is more so like I have no other move to use, therefore I am going to attack all and gain some spirit, spread some fire possibly, if like she doesn't have any spirit and she can't and she's already on fire. And I think it's overall it's a pretty good skill, and especially since normally attack alls usually before, if they did like 100% damage, it would cost 250 to you, which is significantly more than her requirement. And in terms of the damage, yeah, it's not a big damage thing. It's more so getting spirit, probably spreading burn. And for her second skill, Ignition Rage Heal, is kind of like Hibiki's Ignition Rage, which is already good, and just like a bunch of Ignition Heals, which is just you gain burn. So it combines the two and it gives you 2 spirit. So I think that's really good, and it's a low TU, 50 only. And I think this can be really good in the sense of you combine it with her passive, which is Burning Heart. So if it's like a whole ground that consumes a burn status instead of being on 1 HP. So theoretically, you could use Ignition Rage Heal, get burn, heal yourself, get enrage to deal more damage, and then if you get hit and almost die, Burning Heart will save you, and then you can go back to Ignition Rage Heal. Like that's like the ideal scenario. That definitely will not always happen, just based off of other units who have Ignition Heal and have Burning Heart. Like that's the ideal scenario. Doesn't always happen, so I wouldn't like completely rely on it, because again, there's things like poison, and like she might not move in time, or she might not get a turn in time to heal herself. And her other move is Healing Burn Drive, which is definitely a power cap version of Burn Drive, because Seiya has Burn Drive. Hers is 3 spirit costs, so it costs more than this current one that only costs 2. It still does 400 to 500% are the normal, but on top of that, this new version also heals all burning allies for 300% of attack. So this is 100% power craft upgraded version of Seiya's Burn Drive, which costs more and does less things. And it's the same amount of TU. And in terms of Burn Drain Plus, this is also another really good move, which is, I think Hibiki has a move similar to this, but this version heals 100% of HP. And all these things are only usable if she has a burn status. So I think she has some potential to be really strong on a burn team with the right units, and it's even like amplified more with her burn stun entry, which is pretty crazy. Like this will definitely change. It could be like a huge change in the battle if she comes in from reinforcements and triggers the burn stun entry, because what it does is it grants all enemies burn status. So that's already really good, because getting burn onto the enemy can take some time, because typically you have to burn yourself, which takes a turn, and then hopefully burn the enemy. But again, enemies have Purify, enemies have they can stealth themselves, they can put armor, they have all these ways to get rid of the burn. So just getting everyone on the enemy team burned like automatically just by entering the field is already really good move. But on top of that, you have a 50% chance of like every enemy to stun for 100 TU. And this is just insane, because I don't think we've ever had a burn unit with stun, and this stun effect is RNG. Like it's not always gonna stun every single unit. Like there is a chance it stuns all 4. There's also a chance it stuns nobody. So it is RNG element, but 100 TU is a lot. Like it's pretty significant, because if you look at pure stun units, like say Storm Rolatia, her like a big portion of her utility was her stun entry, and technically the step back as well. But her stun entry stuns the lowest and highest TU for 100, which is the same exact amount. And I think Merlin, the newest unit, she will stun 1 unit for 100 TU and kind of steal that and give it to reduce your allies. But just kind of like to make a point, 100 TU is a lot, especially since she's not a dedicated stun unit like how other stun units are, and they also only have 100 TU, and she has the potential to stun all 4 theoretically, most likely 2, so she'd kind of be like a Storm Rolatia-ish amount of stun, but again, RNG. But yeah, I think that's definitely a very, very good bonus, and it could be very, very useful, since nobody really runs stun and burn together, because that's just a really weird combo, since burn usually counters stun. But I mean, if they're giving it to us, why not just take it? So in terms of like her investment level, I think she's probably gonna be like, she could kind of go either way. Like, she could try to be a big DPS because of her percentages. Like, she can potentially get her enraged. Like, her DPS potential could be really high if the AI is good and you have the right team. Or she could also just be a minor low-level character if you really want, just for her burn stun entry. Just giving all the enemy burn. Like, hypothetically, if you are facing a stealth team, which has been really popular and like the worst thing a Crisis team could face, because they just it's not a good combo to face stealth when you're Crisis. But being able to get rid of all that stealth immediately on top of stun, I think that could be really good, and you don't really need to invest in her at all as long as you have that passive. So she could be a high investment. She could be just used for burn stun entry if you want. And I think in terms of teams, definitely burn. Like, definitely burn high spirit. I think she's definitely gonna want to guard, just because her HP isn't the highest. She does have a lot of recovery moves, and I think that having maybe Bride Astrid with her healing burn drive, she can heal that Guardian that you have, assuming that they are burned as well. So Fire Astrid or Bride Astrid will definitely be a very good teammate for her, as well as actually just normal Fire Astrid. Just any unit that has some sort of quicken, I think will definitely help. So Fire Astrid, Bride, pink hair, I think is it Ray? I think it's Bride Ray. Yeah. I think she also has a ignition quicken for burn units. So she will definitely benefit because of the 130. Like, it's other units have 132, but just having somebody to quicken, and since burn, it's like a quicken burn, everyone who's burned gets quickened. It would just help her as a whole. And yeah, that's it for now. I could probably go more in depth, but I'm just trying to do a quick overview as much as I can and then get into summoning. So we're gonna summon for her on Overdrive team right now that we're on, and also the Crisis team, just because, I don't know, she could help with the stealth problem, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna have to censor this somehow or something. Yeah, like, that is way too much. Okay, starting at 309. Hopefully we can get lucky. Okay, nothing there. Still nothing. Okay, got something. Early? Come on, one copy. One copy. There we go. And voice line. Sweet, we got her early. Yeah, I'm happy about that. That was really good summoning. So I don't want to blur more stuff. Yeah. So I will be back on the other account. We're back on the Crisis Burn team, and starting at 344. Hopefully we can get just as lucky as we did in the previous one. Wow, we did. We got even luckier. That was really unexpected. That's awesome. I will definitely take it. I am okay with that. I am definitely okay with that. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, sweet. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope your summons go as well as mine did. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of her. Are you gonna summon for her? Do you think she's a good unit? Thanks for watching, everybody. Subscribe if you can, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.